I never believed a single moment could break a man, but that was before I watched the woman I loved walk out of my life without even looking back. As if everything we shared meant nothing. Her name was Alina, my first love, my best friend. The girl I once believed would spend her forever with me. And the girl who shattered me with 8 words. "You're not enough for the life I want." Those words still echo inside me, months later. The last conversation. It was raining that evening. A soft rain. The painful, cinematic kind that makes you feel like the whole world is crying with you. Alina didn't give me much time. "Jason," she said coldly, arms crossed. "You're too small for the future, I imagine." I stared at her. Small. My voice cracked despite me trying not to sound weak. "We were planning a life together." "We planned nothing," she replied. "You planned." I listened. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't cry. She just stabbed me with every word while staying perfectly calm. "Alina, if you're unhappy, I'm marrying someone else," she cut in. It felt like the ground vanished under my feet. "What?" I forced the word out, barely breathing. She looked at me like my heartbreak was an inconvenience. "He's successful. He knows what he wants. He can give me the life you never will." My chest tightened. "And I never loved you the way you loved me," she said softly. That was the killing blow. The night I broke. I remember walking home that night, soaked under the rain. People passed me like I was invisible. My hands shook. My heartbeat was loud in my ears. Everything felt unreal. At home, I fell to my knees and finally let myself collapse. I begged the universe for the pain to stop. I begged for her to come back. I begged for just one reason to believe everything wasn't a lie. But nothing changed. Days became weeks. I stopped eating. I stopped going out. My friends stopped calling because I never picked up. I was a ghost, alive but empty, until one night something snapped inside me. Not anger, not revenge, just clarity. If she thinks I'm worthless, I will become someone she can never reach again. The rise. I started small, waking up early, running, eating right, learning things I'd always ignored. Then bigger things. I upgraded my job, took courses, learned skills, invested, started a side business. I worked like a machine. Every failure made me hungrier. And for the first time in my life, I wasn't living for someone else. I was fighting for me. Months passed. And slowly, my life started shifting. I became sharper, karuma, stronger, more confident. People began noticing. Friends returned. Opportunities came. I was no longer the broken boy crying over a girl who never cared. I was becoming the man I was always supposed to be. The invitation. One morning, while eating breakfast, I received a message. A digital wedding card. It was her name. Alina with Damian. My chest tightened, but not with pain. With disbelief. She really did it. She left me. And within months, she was marrying someone else. My hands trembled as I scrolled. Then I saw something that made my blood run cold. Location, Crescent Hall. The same venue she once said she wanted for our wedding. I laughed. Not a happy laugh. A bitter, almost amused kind of laugh. She really replaced me that easily. But the universe wasn't done. Below, in a small line. The groom personally invites you. Why would her fiancé invite me? What kind of twisted game was this? My chest burned. Maybe he wanted to show off. Maybe he wanted me to see the life I couldn't give her. Maybe he wanted to humiliate me. For a moment, the old me, the broken me. But then, I remembered. I wasn't that man anymore. I stood up, looked at myself in the mirror, and for the first time in years, I saw strength. If they wanted the old Jason at their wedding, they were going to be disappointed, because I was walking in as a whole new man, and I wasn't going alone. Someone had entered my life recently. Someone who made me feel alive again. Someone Alina feared deeply, though she had no idea yet. That story begins in the next chapter, but I will tell you this much. When I held that woman's hand and walked into Alina's wedding, every eye turned, every breath stopped. And Alina's face, the shock, the regret, the fear. That moment was worth everything.
Chapter 2. The Woman Who Changed Everything. After the wedding invitation arrived, I didn't sleep that night. I lay there staring at the ceiling. The blue glow from the streetlight painting shadows across my room. My mind kept replaying her voice. "You're not enough for the life I want." Those words used to crush me. Now, they fueled me, because the man she left behind no longer existed. The unexpected message. At 3:14 a.m. my phone buzzed. A message. From her. The woman who would walk into my life like a storm. The woman whose presence would make Alina crumble later. The woman who Alina feared the most. Her name? Serena Knight. My company's new investor. A woman with a reputation that made even CEOs uncomfortable. Beautiful in a sharp, intimidating way. Rich. Powerful. Untouchable. We weren't close. Not yet. She had reached out once after a presentation, saying she saw potential in me. I thought that was it. But now at 3 a.m. she texted, "You awake?" I hesitated. Why would someone like her message someone like me at this hour? I replied, "Yes, something wrong?" The typing dots appeared instantly. "Meet me tomorrow. 8 a.m., my office." No explanation, no details. Just a command. And for some reason, I wanted to see what she wanted. The meeting. Her office wasn't like anything I'd seen before. All glass, marble, and elegance. Serena stood by the window overlooking the city, dressed in a white blouse and black skirt that screamed power. She didn't turn when I walked in, only said, "You look tired. Heartbreak still bothering you?" I froze. "How do you—" Finally she turned, her eyes locking onto mine with a strength that almost felt physical. "Jason," she said softly, "you're easy to read." There was no judgment in her voice, just understanding, unexpected, unsettling, and somehow comforting. I swallowed. "What did you want to talk about?" She walked toward her desk, heels clicking, then slid a file toward me. My name was on it, my résumé, my failed attempts, my wins, my mistakes, everything. "I've been following your progress," she said. "You're sharper now, more focused, but you're still holding yourself back." "Why would you care?" I asked. She smirked. "Because people rise higher after heartbreak. If someone stands beside them." Her words lingered in the room. Then she asked a quiet, dangerous question. "Do you want to rise? Or do you want to break again?" Her offer. Serena stepped closer, lowering her voice. "I can help you rise," she said. "But you have to let go of who you were, completely." I stared into her eyes. Beautiful, sharp, fearless. So different from Alina's selfish, cold gaze. "I don't know if I'm ready," I admitted. "Good," she smiled. "It means you're not arrogant. You're honest. That's rare." She sat on the edge of the desk. "Tell me something, Jason. Why did her wedding invitation shake you?" My jaw tightened. "I don't want her back," I said. "That part of me is gone." "Then what bothers you?" She pressed. The truth slipped out before I could stop it. "I wanted her to see who I've become." Serena nodded slowly. "So, you want closure?" "Maybe." She leaned forward. "Then let me give you the perfect closure." I frowned. "What do you mean?" She stood up again, walked behind me and placed a hand on my shoulder. "Calm, steady, powerful. Come with me to her wedding." I froze. "What?" Her voice lowered to a whisper. "Let her see the man she lost, and let her see you standing beside the woman she never thought you could get." My heart stopped. That was it. The twist. The moment everything changed. "You want to pretend we're together?" I asked. Serena smirked again, this time softer. "No, Jason, I don't pretend." Her tone was smooth, confident. "Let me ask again," she said quietly. "Do you want revenge, or do you want respect?" My breath caught, because in that moment I realized Serena Knight wasn't helping me heal. She was preparing me for a war I didn't even know I could win. The beginning of the shift. We talked for hours. Plans. Business. Life. Pain. Healing. Growth. She understood things about me that I never said out loud. When I left her office, the sun was rising. The sky was golden. The city looked alive. And for the first time since Alina abandoned me, I felt alive too. I didn't know yet what Serena truly wanted. I didn't know what her presence in my life would cause. I didn't know how far things would go. But I knew one thing. Walking into Alina's wedding alone would have hurt me. Walking in with Serena Knight? That would destroy her. And Serena knew that. She wanted that. And maybe, so did I. Chapter 3. The day I finally stopped running. I didn't go home after leaving Serena's office. I wandered through the city. Streets filled with rushing cars, people yelling into phones, the smell of coffee drifting from every corner. But all I heard was Serena's voice. Come with me to her wedding. The idea kept echoing in my head like a heartbeat I couldn't ignore. Not because I wanted revenge, but because for the first time in a long time, I felt like I wasn't alone. The flashback that haunts me. When the sun began to set, I found myself near the river, the same place where Alina once told me, "You're the safest place I've ever had." But 2 weeks later, she left that safe place for a richer man with a better car, a bigger house, and shiny promises. I remember the last conversation we had. I asked, was I never enough? She didn't answer. She didn't need to. Her silence was louder than any words. Standing by the river now, I finally said something I should have said a year ago. I'm done chasing ghosts. The wind carried the words away, and with them, a piece of the old me vanished. The unexpected visitor. When I returned to my apartment, Serena was standing at my door. Not smiling, not smirking, not playing any games. Her expression was serious. Why are you here? I asked. You disappeared, she said. You weren't picking up your phone. You sound worried, I teased. I am, she said without hesitation. Her honesty stunned me. Then she crossed her arms and added, Before I help you face her, I need to know you won't break when you see her. I won't, I said. Prove it. How? She stepped closer, almost too close, and looked straight into my eyes. Tell me the truth. Do you still love her? The question hit me like a punch to the chest. But the answer came out clean. No, I said. Not anymore. Serena studied me for a full second, then nodded. Good, she said softly. Because after this, there's no going back. The deal between us. We walked into my apartment. She sat on the couch like she owned the place. Then she handed me a small envelope. What's this? I asked. A suit, she said. Wear it to her wedding. You bought me a suit? No, she corrected. I bought you presents. Her confidence was dangerous. Magnetic, overwhelming. What do you gain from helping me? I finally asked. She didn't blink. You rise, she said. And I rise with you. Then her voice softened in a way I hadn't heard before. People hurt you because they thought you had no one. I want the world to see they were wrong. My chest tightened. Not from pain, but from something like strength. Something like hope. The call that changed everything. Just when Serena stood up to leave, my phone buzzed. A message. From an unknown number. I opened it, and everything inside me froze. It was a picture. Alina's fiancé, holding her waist, smiling. With the caption, "Doesn't she look happier without you?" My vision blurred. I clenched my phone so hard my knuckles went white. Serena stepped closer, reading the expression on my face. What happened? I showed her the message. Her eyes didn't widen. She didn't gasp. She didn't panic. Instead, a dangerous smile touched her lips. Good, she said calmly. They still think they can break you. She placed her hand on my shoulder. Now, let's show them they can't. Her voice wasn't comforting. It was sharpened steel. In that moment, I realized something. Alina took my confidence. Her fiancé took my dignity. But with Serena beside me, I was going to take everything back, piece by piece. Starting at their wedding, Chapter 4, the night I finally accepted the truth. The night felt heavier than usual. The city lights flickered through my apartment window, stretching long shadows across the floor, shadows that looked like memories I was tired of carrying. Serena stood in front of me, arms crossed, eyes sharp like she was trying to read the parts of me I kept hidden. You're not sleeping tonight, are you? She asked. No, I admitted. Good. You need to stay awake for what's coming. I frowned. What do you mean? Serena stepped closer, her heels clicking softly on the floor. You think walking into her wedding is the hard part? She leaned in. The real challenge is what you do before you get there. I swallowed. Part of me wanted to ask what she meant. The other part already knew. The truth I'd been avoiding. Serena motioned for me to sit. I sat on the edge of the couch while she paced like someone, preparing a strategy for war. Do you know why Alina's fiancé texted you? She asked. To hurt me, I said. She shook her head. No, he's insecure. I blinked. She continued. Men who win by money always fear losing to a man with heart. You scare him more than you think. I opened my mouth to argue, but she kept going. Alina didn't leave you because you were weak. She left because she wanted comfort. She wanted easy money, not real love. She stopped pacing and looked straight at me. And now she's realizing that comfort doesn't feel like safety. You did. Her words stabbed deeper than the slap I got from my ex months ago. I had two truths fighting inside me. One that hurt and one that healed. You're giving me too much credit, I said quietly. No, she said. I'm giving you what you refuse to give yourself. Serena's past revealed. I didn't expect it. I didn't see it coming. But Serena walked to the window and placed her hand on the glass. Do you know why I'm helping you? She asked without turning. Because you want something. Yes, she said. I want you to win. She turned slowly, her eyes darker, softer, vulnerable in a way I'd never seen. My ex, he cheated on me with my best friend. The words were flat, but the emotion behind them wasn't. He made me feel disposable, replaceable, and I promised myself I'd never let another good person feel that way again. I stared at her. This woman, cold, sharp, confident, was hiding a broken part she never let anyone see. Serena, I whispered, but she lifted a hand. Don't pity me, she said. Just don't let them break you the way he broke me. For the first time, I understood why she cared so much. We weren't two people connected by revenge or convenience. We were two people connected by scars. The decision that changed everything. Serena sat next to me, closer than necessary. Her voice softened. You have two choices, she said. You can walk into that wedding like a ghost. She lifted my chin lightly. Or you can walk in like a man she regrets losing every single day. Something heavy inside my chest shifted. Not pain, not longing. Something like power. You want me to fight? I asked. No, she smiled. I want you to rise. Her confidence in me felt like a force I couldn't resist. And then she did something I never expected. She placed her hand over mine. Let me help you, she whispered. I know exactly what to do. I felt something warm in my throat. Something close to gratitude. Something dangerously close to connection. I trust you, I said. She exhaled slowly, almost relieved. Good, she said. Because tomorrow, everything changes. The plan begins. Serena stood, her voice returning to that sharp, commanding tone. Wear the suit, she said. Get a haircut. Look like the man she wished she chose. And you? I asked. She smirked. I'll handle the people around her. Her eyes glowed with something fierce. By the time we walk into that wedding, everyone there will know you're not the same boy she threw away. My heart beat faster. Not because of Alina. Because of the war we were about to start. You ready? She asked. I nodded. No, she corrected. Say it like you mean it. I stood up, looked her straight in the eyes, and said, I'm ready. Her smile widened. Good, then tomorrow, we begin. And in that moment I realized this wasn't about revenge anymore. This was about becoming someone I could finally be proud of. Someone who didn't break, someone who rose. Chapter 5, The Night Her Silence. The night was darker than usual. Not because the clouds had covered the moon, but because Alina hadn't replied for 9 hours. 9 hours. For most people, it's normal. For me, someone whose whole world moved only when she typed a message, it was unbearable. I kept my phone on the pillow, screen facing up, hoping it would light up with her name. But it didn't. Not once. I opened our chat for the 47th time. The last message was mine. I hope your day is okay. I miss you. She had seen it, but she didn't reply. And that hurt more than any harsh word ever could. She had the fear I never admitted. I lay there in the dim room, fan spinning slowly. Rain tapping the window like a heartbeat. The kind of rain that makes silence louder. My chest felt tight. Not the kind of tightness that comes from sadness, but the type that comes when you're afraid of losing someone who wasn't even yours to lose. I whispered to myself, as if the walls could understand. Why does it feel like she's slipping away? My voice cracked, because deep inside, I already knew. The call that destroyed me. At 1:17 a.m., my phone finally buzzed. My heart jumped, but it wasn't her message. It was a call. From her mom. My face went pale. My fingers trembled as I answered. Hello? Her mother's voice was shaky. Are you close to Alina? My throat tightened. Yes, why? What happened? A pause. Only rain and static. Then, she had an anxiety attack tonight. She wasn't breathing properly. She kept whispering your name. My heart shattered. Completely. I sat up immediately, every nerve in my body shaking. Is she okay now? Please tell me she's okay. She's stable. But she won't speak. She just keeps staring at her phone. Another pause. I think she's waiting for you. My eyes filled instantly. And when love isn't a choice, I wanted to run. Run straight to her. Hold her hand. Tell her she wasn't alone. But I was miles away. Just a voice. Just a message on her screen. And yet, somehow, I mattered to her. Enough that she whispered my name when she couldn't breathe. Enough that she waited. Enough that she broke because I wasn't there. Tears finally escaped my eyes as I whispered, Tell her I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. At our call at 2:04 a.m. Her mom passed her the phone. Silence. Heavy. Fragile. Painful. Elena? I whispered. A shaky breath. Then a soft, broken reply. I thought you didn't want me anymore. Those words stabbed deeper than anything. I was waiting for you, she whispered again, voice trembling. I needed you. I closed my eyes, holding my breath. I'm here, I said. I'm right here. You don't ever have to face nights like this alone. Not while I'm alive. She sniffed softly. I'm sorry. I'm just scared. And for the first time ever, I said it out loud. I'm scared too. Because losing you would destroy me. The line went quiet. But it was the kind of quiet that heals instead of hurts. She whispered, Stay with me tonight. Just talk. And I did, because I loved her more than she would ever understand. Chapter 6. When Love Begins to Heal. The house felt warmer than usual that morning. Not because of sunlight, not because of comfort, but because she was finally letting her guard drop, even if only by 1 inch. For the first time since she came into my life, she didn't look at me with fire or hatred or anger. She just looked tired, and sometimes tired hearts tell the truth more than angry ones. She walks into the kitchen. She entered the kitchen silently, wearing one of my oversized shirts. Still not mine, still not ready to accept anything, but something about the way she stood there felt different. She slowly sat at the table, fingers tapping on the wood. I placed a cup of tea in front of her. She didn't thank me, but she didn't push it away either. Progress. Her voice came out small, almost fragile. Why did you buy me? My chest tightened. She had asked it before, but this time she wanted the truth. Not a fight. I sat across from her, hands folded. Because I could see you were living a nightmare, I said. And I knew if someone didn't intervene, you'd never survive. She stared at the steam rising from the cup. Her stepfather had broken her. Her mother had abandoned her. And I was the stranger trying to rebuild what they had destroyed. A new kind of silence. For the first time, she didn't argue. She didn't call me a liar. She didn't accuse me of owning her. Instead, she whispered, I still hate them. Good, I answered softly. Some people deserve it. Her eyes finally met mine. This time there was no fire, only confusion, pain, and a tiny spark of trust trying to grow. And she finally speaks her heart. Her voice trembled. I don't know how to live in a house where I'm not scared. I leaned forward gently, then learned slowly. I'm not going anywhere. She looked down, a tear falling onto her hand. But she didn't hide it. She didn't wipe it quickly like before. She let herself feel it. And then she whispered something I never expected. Can you just stay close today? My heart dropped. Not out of excitement, but out of realization. She wasn't fighting me anymore. She was fighting her past. So I nodded. I'll stay as long as you need me. On the first smile. Later that afternoon, when we watched the rain from the living room window, she smiled. Small, soft, barely there. but real. And I knew this was the moment. The moment she wasn't surviving with me, she was starting to live with me. Chapter 7. When broken hearts finally choose each other. The rain had stopped that night, but inside the house, something else had begun. A quiet warmth, a fragile peace, a slow connection neither of us expected. She stood at the doorway of my room, her fingers nervously twisting the sleeve of her shirt. "Can I stay here tonight?" Her voice shook, not from fear, but from something gentler, something new. I didn't move closer. I didn't touch her. I didn't risk breaking the moment. I just nodded. "You can." She stepped inside quietly, like someone entering a place they were scared to disturb. Her eyes scanned the room, not searching for danger, searching for safety, and she found it. She sat on the bed slowly, back pressed against the headboard, knees pulled close. Not because she was scared of me, but because she was scared of the world. I sat on the chair across the room, giving her space. "You don't have to sit so far," she whispered. That single sentence was the end of every wall she had ever built. I moved to the edge of the bed, sitting a foot away. She didn't pull back. That alone felt like a miracle. She finally tells me everything. No anger, no shouting, no trembling. Just honesty. "I used to pray," she said softly, "that someone would take me away from them. Anyone, even a stranger." Her voice cracked. "They broke me, piece by piece, every day, and I thought that's all life would ever be." I clenched my jaw, not out of anger at her, but anger at the monsters who raised her. Then she looked up at me, eyes red but brave. "But you didn't treat me like something you owned. You treated me like someone worth saving." Her hand moved toward mine, slowly, shaking, but with choice. She placed her fingers on top of mine, not holding, just touching, a soft connection, a quiet decision. "I don't want to run anymore," she whispered. "I just want to stay with you." The first time she chooses me by herself. I didn't kiss her. I didn't pull her into my arms. I respected the moment too much. Instead, I placed my other hand over hers gently. "If you stay," I said, "you stay because it's your choice, not because of your past." Her eyes softened. "It is my choice." And for the first time since she entered my life, she leaned her head on my shoulder, not out of fear, not out of debt, not out of desperation, out of trust. A trust built slowly, painfully, beautifully, the kind of trust broken hearts only give once. And her final words that changed everything. As she closed her eyes, still leaning on my shoulder, she whispered, "You didn't save me. You gave me a reason to save myself." My heart broke and healed at the same time. And in that quiet room, with rain drying outside, with pain fading inside, we finally became something the world never allowed us to be. Two wounded souls who chose each other, freely.